So I guess I just start talking now. I just made a whole video entry, but it wasn't recorded. So that's what's wanted. This is what's wanted. I'm doing it again, although I'm not the one doing it. The idea that there is someone doing anything, that lingers, but it changes. So I'm not making this video, but it seems like someone is. Someone's making this video. Someone's making this rain, this day, this moment. This is what's wanted by someone, and that someone is everything. It's the one doing the things and the one that is the things. And so I think this would often be referred to as God. And sometimes that resonates with me. This is an idea that's come up before, but when it's come up before, it's been something that I really tried to hold on to. Something that I was really attached to, because it seemed so much better than being responsible, I suppose. Being an individual, trying to live in a better world, just acknowledging that everything is God, for lack of a better term, having an empathetic relationship for whoever that is. This time it's coming up without attachment. It comes and goes, but there's no one here to attach to it anymore. Sometimes it seems like there's someone chasing that idea, because it is nice, sort of, I guess, feeling that sort of oneness with everything. Feeling that someone is doing all of this. But it's recognized that even any sort of chasing or any sort of attachment is an illusion, because if there's someone doing all this, that same someone is doing the chasing and the attaching, and that's also what's wanted. So nothing can be other than what is wanted. And this is enlightenment. That word always comes up, and I'm considering really embracing it. And I wonder why there is reticence to embracing that word. And I think it's because it seems lofty. I think, I don't think I would want to say I am enlightened. There can't be enlightened individuals. I think that would automatically seem false on its face. And I can see where there'd be resistance to that. But I think to say this is enlightenment is okay, and maybe even valuable, even to others, because I think that we place enlightenment on a pedestal, that it's always something else, it's always not this, which that is the human experience. We're always searching for something else. And obviously if you're searching for something else, well, that's not enlightenment. But I'm reading a book by Karen Armstrong about the historical Buddha, and it just seems like everyone he spoke to reached enlightenment. Some exceptions, but It's a very, very common thing. So he didn't see it as out of reach. They didn't see it as out of reach. And I think there are texts that indicate that he felt that anybody with 7 years of practice could reach it. I think that's a reasonable amount of time for changing your whole mindset, for integrating it. But the idea is that it was completely obtainable, and that idea is gone. There's hundreds of spiritual teachers and leaders out there helping everyone, on the path, who will say they have not yet reached enlightenment. And I think when they do that, they create a barrier for others who look up to them and say, well, if you haven't reached enlightenment, then there's no way that I can. But it's such a thin line. You've integrated these concepts. You can sit down, you can notice. Every time you sit down, you can't find a self. You can't experience the past. Things cannot be any different from how they are. This moment is perfect. This moment is all there is. You can notice these things. You can integrate these things and live your life by them. And then once you're doing that, the only step between this being enlightenment and this not being enlightenment is really you making that choice, you having that stubborn stance and saying, this is enlightenment, this is attainable, this is all there is. There isn't anything else. There's nothing else to gain. There's no more knowledge to be had. There's nothing else to get. This is it. And I think the other barrier to that is the individual wants more. And the individual here still wants more as well, to the extent that there's an individual. But there's a recognition that there isn't an individual. That what seems like an individual here wanting more, that's what's wanted. That is the perfection of this moment. The individual is made out of wanting more, out of looking for something else. So the individual cannot reach enlightenment, and the individual does not have to. This is already what's wanted. This is already enlightenment. Let the individual be disappointed. This is all there is? That's it? Really? I was expecting more from enlightenment than this. I thought it would be a much bigger deal. And it's just this, what already is. And the individual can have that feeling. That's also what's wanted. But now there's, I guess, the real you, but it's not really a you. There's just what is, and what is can't be disappointed. What is already what's wanted, and already what's perfect, and already fulfilled, and already satisfied. Don't wait for the individual to catch up.